Welcome back to another video. My name is Matt and I help people overcome retroactive jealousy. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 retroactive jealousy truths that I wish I knew sooner. And I think if I knew these much sooner, as in like the 13 years prior when I first started suffering from retroactive jealousy, I wouldn't have suffered for so long. So if you don't know these truths, I'm going to share them with you, and I think they'll be very powerful in your journey in overcoming retroactive jealousy. Of course, before we get started, though, if you could take a quick moment and smash the like button, that'll activate YouTube's algorithm and get this video out to more people that need to see it. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, as of today, I've just relaunched my coaching, my retroactive jealousy coaching programs. I'll have all the links in the description below if you'd like to sign up and do one-on-one personal coaching with me. I've got a couple different options of ways we can communicate, and also different amounts of coaching that you need. We can do up to a month of coaching, or I'm even offering just 1 day of coaching if you want to take advantage of any of that. I'm obviously only going to be opening these spots to probably about 10 people a month, just so I can help people more. I can put more focus on a very small group of people as opposed to taking on 30, 40, 50 people at one time. I feel like my help will kind of not be as good, if I'm kind of spreading everything around. I really want to focus on a core set of people so I can give my all to them as far as the help that they need. So I'll do about 10 spots for this month. So if you want to be somebody that signs up for that, either if you want to do a whole month of coaching or just a day of coaching, all that information is below right now in the description, so be sure to check it out. All right, the first retroactive jealousy truth that I wish I knew sooner is it's not the thoughts that bother me about my partner's past. It's the feeling I get. That's very important to understand if you don't understand that. It's not the thoughts that bother you. It's the feeling that comes up that bothers you. It's that anxious adrenaline response that we don't like. Now, this is quite important to understand, because when we realize that it's only the feeling that we don't like and not the actual thought, we can start kind of taking our attention off the thought itself and put our focus on how can we calm this adrenaline response? How can we calm this feeling? And this will go like with any fear. Anytime you fear something, it's not the actual event that you fear, it's the feeling that brings up, that fear, that event brings up. And if that feeling is not there anymore, there will be no fear. That's what it comes down to. It is the feeling that we fear, not the actual thought, not the actual event itself. And this can be traced to anything that you're afraid of, and that's why people, when they want to overcome fear, they do like exposure to fear. And this goes way back for people who are like scared of spiders or things like that. Like, how do you not be scared of spiders? They put them in a room with spiders, right? I know that's kind of intense, but that's how they do it. They slowly expose themselves to the spiders, and all of a sudden it's not the spiders that scare them anymore. They just don't feel that anxious response anymore when they see a spider. I've talked about it on the channel before with like heights or with like swimming. If you're afraid of like heights, you're not afraid of being up high, you're afraid of the feeling you get when you're up there. But the more you go up there, the more you go up there, the more you go up there, the less you feel that feeling, the less you're scared to be up there. Swimming, same thing. If you're afraid of water, you're not going to feel good when you go in the water. You can get that anxious response. But the more you get in the water, the less you feel that anxious response, and the easier it is to now swim. So that's what it is with these thoughts too. Because again, it's not like I solved in my case, solved all of my partner's past or thought through everything and rationalized everything. Like, no, I didn't do any of that. Like I still know what I know. The thoughts that I can think now of the same stuff that bothered me so much, and it doesn't bother me anymore because I don't have that anxious response attached to it. Right? That anxious response is completely gone, and so I can think the thought, feel nothing. Like I can picture it right now in my mind, feel absolutely nothing, and therefore I open up my eyes. I'm talking to you again, and so that thought's now gone. There's no attachment to it when we don't have the anxious attachment to it. So that's very important to understand. It's not the thought that bothers you, it's that anxious response. We don't like feeling negative emotion. We don't like feeling negative emotion. But when we can start telling ourselves that negative emotion doesn't bother me, it's just an emotion, it can't do anything, it can't harm me, just makes me feel not good, And that's kind of it, but I don't have to indulge in that emotion or act on that emotion. I could just kind of observe it and feel it without judgment. It starts to lose its power over us. More and more and more, it will start to lose its power over us. The second truth, the retroactive jealousy truth that I wish I knew sooner, was running from triggers keeps retroactive jealousy alive. This was very, very important for me because one of the first books I read on overcoming retroactive jealousy was to say, avoid your triggers. Avoid your triggers. Don't, if a certain restaurant triggers you, don't go to that restaurant. If a certain song triggers you, don't listen to that song. Avoid them. And so my problem was like everything for me was a trigger. Every 5 to 10 seconds I was getting triggered. So I'm like basically hiding in my room for like my life, because I'm just like, everything triggers me. So if I'm trying to avoid my triggers, I gotta avoid my life. And that was a problem for me. And what I found is that when I hide from my triggers or avoid my triggers, I'm avoiding my life. I'm avoiding people, situations. I'm letting retroactive jealousy win. I'm giving it power by, living my life differently, being afraid of this condition. And that's not the truth. For me, that was not my truth. My truth was I need to live my life regardless of if I have retroactive jealousy. I don't want to let it win. I want to stand up and do what I want to do, regardless of how I feel. Not let these triggers and things in these places and, I can't hear this song, I can't talk to this person because they have the same name. I can't let that control my life. Because if I do, it's letting retroactive jealousy win, and I will not let it win. When I understood that, and just kind of got up and said, I don't care if I get triggered. I have to do this. I'm going to live my life. If I get triggered, so be it. I'm not going to hide in my room. I'm not going to hide in my house. The retroactive jealousy lost its grip over me because now I'm standing up to it. I'm facing it head on. I'm not running. I'm not cowering away. I'm saying I'm going to do this. Okay? I'm going to live my life. This is my life. This life belongs to me, not to retroactive jealousy. So that was very, very important. Would not run from my fears, not run from my triggers. Face them head on every single time. And the more you do it, the better you're going to feel, the more you'll overcome this. The third truth, and this is kind of funny because this relates, I was watching a TV show the other day, and this kind of relates to this third truth I'm going to tell you. But the third truth is what I'm now going to refer to as the gimmick. Okay, the gimmick. We need to live our life as if we don't have retroactive jealousy. And when we start living our life as if we don't have retroactive jealousy, eventually we will not have it anymore. Now, this is very, very important, and this is basically something that we have to constantly remind ourselves of all the time. Anytime we're feeling anxious or getting anxious thoughts about the past, we have to stop ourselves with this new idea of the gimmick, this idea of I'm someone that doesn't have retroactive jealousy, I'm somebody that doesn't suffer from retroactive jealousy, and we have to stop ourselves and say, okay, I'm feeling this way, I'm getting these thoughts, but how would I act, what would I say, what would I do if I wasn't experiencing retroactive jealousy right now? And we have to do that. And we have to do that all the time. And this is something, the TV show I was watching is called Young Rock. Those of you seen it, it's about Dwayne Johnson's life when he was a kid. And his dad was a professional wrestler, and with all these, performing at events all over the world. And his dad had a nice watch, a nice suit, and a nice car. But then they drove home, and their home wasn't very nice. And the young Rock asked his dad, "Hey, how come our car is nicer than our house?" And his dad said, "Well, I have to work the gimmick. I need people to see that this is who I am. And then eventually the gimmick will become me, or I will become the gimmick. So if people think I'm some very rich and wealthy person and I act that way, eventually I will actually become it." And obviously you know about The Rock and all his success, and that stuff worked. He worked that gimmick. His father worked that gimmick, and they became highly, highly successful. And that's basically what this is overcoming retroactive jealousy is about, is creating this gimmick, creating this new self-image of somebody that doesn't suffer from RJ, somebody that doesn't suffer, that doesn't get jealous, that's not insecure, that's super confident, and channeling that and becoming that gimmick, acting that gimmick now, and then eventually you become it, or that gimmick becomes you. You become that person that doesn't suffer from RJ. You become that person that's very, very confident. And again, that's what I had to do. That's really what I had to do. I had to pretend I was somebody that didn't have it. I had to stop myself and ask, I'm feeling super anxious right now. This thought came in, I'm feeling very, very anxious. I want to do a compulsive behavior. I want to do all these things. I want to ask questions, but hold on, I'm not that person. I'm not that person. That new self-image that I created is someone that doesn't feel bad right now, doesn't feel that pain right now. So what would I do? I put my arm around my partner. I'd give her a kiss. I'd sit and I'd enjoy what we're doing now, regardless of how I felt. And then the more you do that, the more your brain will firing certain neurons that will start to wire into those actions that you take, and you will become it. That's truth. That's all truth. That's nothing made up. You can read stuff on brain neurology and things like that. That's very, very true. Act as if you want. Act how you want to act, regardless of your emotions, and very soon you will become it. Your emotions will be on your side. So create that gimmick. Create that new self-image of somebody that doesn't suffer from retroactive jealousy. Whoever you want to be, you can become it. And start acting that way now, regardless of how you feel. Yes, it's going to be different. Yes, you're going to feel robotic a little bit, going through the motions with your emotions, not on your side, still feeling like crap, but still taking action as if you don't have it. And very soon, those emotions will shift over. They will be on your side, and you will no longer suffer from retroactive jealousy. You will become that new gimmick or that self-image that you created. It will become you, or you will become it, vice versa, or somehow you will meet, and your journey with RJ will end. So those are 3 truths that I think everybody suffering from retroactive jealousy really needs to know. Again, it's not the thoughts that you don't like, it's the feeling you don't like. The triggers, don't hide from them, don't run from them. Live your life. Don't let retroactive jealousy win. This is your life. It doesn't belong to RJ, it belongs to you. And third, create that new self-image, that new gimmick, that person that doesn't suffer from RJ. Create them, become them now. Become them in this moment, and very soon all the emotions that you have, everything, those RJ emotions will go away, and those new emotions, those new thoughts, those new feelings that you created will come to you, and you will become that person. If you enjoyed this video today, please take a moment and smash the like button so we can get this video out to more people that need to see it. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. Click the notification bell so you are alerted every time I post a new video. Also, before you go, check the links in the description below. If you do want to be one of those 10 people that sign up for my coaching program, again, you can do 1 day of coaching all the way up to a month of coaching if you like. All the information is in the description below. I also have my courses. If you think coaching might not be for you, that's totally okay. I got 3 awesome retroactive jealousy courses down there on sale now. You can buy them all individually or bundle them for one big savings. So I'd appreciate any of that if you want that extra help. It's all available just for you down there. And I think it'll be really, really beneficial, whatever you choose to do. Of course, still daily videos on this channel. If none of that's for you, daily videos coming your way all the time. And hopefully 2021 is just the year where we crush retroactive jealousy into the ground once and for all. That's it for me for now. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you in the next video. Peace.